Welcome into the I-80 boys. We got Missouri taking on Texas A&M. Preview and prediction video here. Christian, I'll start with Missouri. 4-0 this season. I'll rattle off a few stats here. They beat Murray State, Buffalo, Boston College in a close one. And then last week, holy smokes, I think it was last week or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Can't remember if they had to bye or not. They beat Vandy 30-27. That game was super, super close. Offensively, man, like I said, Mizzou's been decent this year, 36.5 points per game. That's 29th in the country, 19th in total offense, 37th in passing offense. Now, this stat might shock some people here, but Brady Cook, man, he's like I say, he's having a good season. But last year, I don't know if it was an outlier or what, but he had a tremendous season last season. He's 92 of 134 for 946 yards and 4 TDs. That's it. He's got 4 touchdowns on the year, which is kind of shocking in 4 games for Mizzou. Now, like I said, I'm not going to place the blame solely on him here, why Missouri's looked a little sketch of late, but Nate Knowles done a good job back there at running back. I'm actually shocked by this. They run the ball very, very well. He's got 69 carries for 441 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. You know, Mizzou is 26 in the country in rushing offense, so they can run the ball very effectively here. Now we want to talk about my boy Luther Burden. You know, one of the best receivers in the country, without a doubt. He's got 19 catches this year for 257 yards and 4 touchdowns. Believe it or not, he's not their leading receiver. It's Theo Weiss. He's got 26 catches for 287 yards this season as well. So they got a slew of receivers that are pretty good. Mind you, all these guys came back from last year as far as that wide receiver core goes. So, you know, that's a thing in this A&M game. You know, the one bright spot for Mizzou, you know, is going to be able to just sustain drives. One thing about Missouri this year, they're very good on third down. Christian, they're 7th in the country in converting on third down. So that's huge against a pretty decent A&M defense. Now, speaking of Missouri's defense here, though, they're only giving up 12 points per game. That's 8th in the country. They're 3rd in the country in total defense, believe it or not. Also 5th in the country in passing defense. They're 7th in third down conversion percentage defense. I could rattle off a ton of stats here. Mizzou's defense has been super, super good. I think that says a lot about Corey Batoon, the new DC there. So with that being said, Christian, I'll kick it over to you for Texas A&M.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, you know, A&M, they've looked okay, I think, after that opening game loss to Notre Dame, right? Obviously, that's their only loss on the season. And I think a lot of that's been due to Marcel Reed taking over at quarterback for them. Right? They've looked a lot better on offense. In all 3 of his starts, I'm going to give you some of his stats here. He's put up at least 150 yards and 2 touchdowns in each of those starts. I'm most impressed, though, with his running ability. Chris, he already has 230 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in 3 games. I mean, dude has been kind of balling out for him, I feel like, there. To me, right, the rushing attack that Texas A&M wants to kind of lean on, I mean, it's all has been flowing through Le'Veon Moss. He's got 500 total yards this year and 3 touchdowns already. Look, you kind of touched on it here. A&M has their hands full, right? Missouri has a top 3 defense, and I think Marcel Reed's going to be asked to put up points in this one. The problem is A&M ranks 117th in passing offense, so if they get down early in this one, look out. I mean, they've struggled to throw the football. And I get it. Reed has looked a lot better. He's been a lot more efficient. He looks like he can actually complete a pass down the field. But that's still a lot asking a young guy to make some things happen here against Mizzou. On the other side of the ball, A&M is still good on defense. We know that, right? But they've been a little suspect in pass coverage at times this year. They ranked 64th in passing yards allowed. To me, the most worrying thing in this one, Chris, the Aggies ranked 100th in team sacks, and they need to get to Brady Cook and try to slow the Tigers down, I feel like. The game plan in this one is easier said than done if you're A&M, but that's double or triple team Luther Burden. I mean, you can't. I know, like you said, Theo Weiss is their leading receiver. If you just single cover Luther Burden, he will cook you all night long. So with that, Chris, I'm going to give you my prediction on this. I'm going to go against the betting public here. I've got Mizzou 31, Texas A&M 17.
Wow. Okay. I'm on the same side here. I'm going to add a little bit before I give my prediction here, though. You're exactly right about this. I think Missouri is the better team here. I do. I know this is going against the betting public here as well, but I really, truly believe Missouri is the better team. I understand it's at Kyle Allen, but I'm really, really sold on Missouri's defense. I actually think they're pretty goddamn good. I know they've played a couple cupcakes, and they did give up some points to Vandy, who I think is undervalued, by the way, this season, especially to start the year. And I honestly think A&M's defense is a little bit overrated. Now, you talked about they can't pass the ball. And definitely one thing we know about Missouri, they can. I don't think they've opened it up a ton this year, to be completely honest, because of the success they've had on the ground with Nate Knoll. But yeah, give me Mizzou. I think it's a lower scoring game. Give me Missouri 27, A&M 20.